Assalamualaikum and hi, I am NOOR KHALIDAH binti KHALID. I am a new member of Account Executive of Plantation Berhad. Previously, I worked as an accountant in a firm in Pahang. Therefore, I hope I can apply all my knowledge to this company.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is AINUL binti KAMARUDIN and I am a junior accounting executive in Plantation Berhad. I have been in accounting industry for 5 years and I am very happy because I can share my knowledge about accounting to this company.
Hi, my name is MAISARA binti Muhammad Abdul Samad. I am the newly appointed account executive in Plantation Berhad. Previously, I worked at an accounting firm in GAJAH after I graduated in UiTM. I believe by producing a good financial reporting, it might help our company to run smoothly.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is SITI AMALIA binti KAMAL. I'm a member of junior executive in this team. Before this, I worked as management accountant at KPMG Malaysia. And it'll be my pleasure to contribute my knowledge in this team.
Plantation Berhad (NPB) is a plantation company with 280,000 hectares of land bank across Australasia, China, Malaysia and other countries in Asia. NPB was founded by Datin Marlina and established in 2010 and located in Kuala Lumpur. Currently, we have 10,000 strong team that help to keep our financial stable. Our financial statement ends at 30 June every year. We are measuring in palm oil, rubber, sugarcane, cattle rearing, and beef production. With help from Applied Agricultural Resources, Sonjang Berhad, AAR, a well-known research and development associate, helped NPB achieve its goal of increasing productivity. NPB has extended over the last decade to become the nation's leading oil palm association and the nation's biggest producer of certified sustainable palm oil (CSPO). We are a fully integrated global plantation company including downstream operation, upstream plantation and other operation with a presence throughout the cultivation of oil palm.
Management approach. There are 3 factors to consider having a segment reporting. First, nature of business activities. It is identified by any activities carried out by an entity with the main objective of profit maximization. Second, existence of managers responsible for the activities. In most cases, each operating segment is controlled by a segment manager who is responsible for ensuring the performance of the segment and making direct contact with the Chief Operating Decision Maker (CODM). It is to discuss the operating activities, the financial performance, forecast, or any plans for the segment. The third one is information presented to the Board of Directors. The characteristics could be applied to 2 or more overlapping sets of components for which managers are responsible. The CODM shall refer to the Board of Directors as it contains many reliable information regarding the overall performance of the entity. For example, financial statements in order to make a better decision making. So, the Board of Directors will be ascertain whether the segment should be continued, discontinue or replace it with a new segment that can give more earning to the company. These 4 factors must be taken into consideration. Nature of product or services. An entity may produce reports in which each business activities are presented in a variety of ways. Second factor is the nature of production processes. It refers on how the products and services are provided. For example, Plantation Berhad currently trading agricultural products and services to suppliers and vendors. The third factor is the type or class of customer. Type of customers of Plantation Berhad will depend on how we segmented our customers. It is by whom we are marketing our products and services to. Types or class of customers for the product and services are different from customers to customers. The first type is business to business and the second type is business to consumer. Other than that, the company's class of customers may consist of suppliers, business partner, subsidiary companies, and also the domestic and international parties. The target customers depends on how the satisfaction of or service provided to the customer. The last factor is the method used to distribute the product or provide the services. The method used by Plantation Berhad to distribute the product or services from customers to customers is depends on the product or services being rendered. For example, production in Plantation Berhad use plant and machinery. There are 2 types of segment. The first one is business segment. A business segment is a unit of an entity that is engaged in providing the products or services. The first segment is trading, which trading in agricultural products and services. The second segment is production, production and sales of oil palm, rubber, sugarcane and fresh fruit branches. The third one is livestock, cattle rearing and beef production. The fourth one is research and development of oil palm crude, rubber and managing plantation estates. The last one is other operation, which make investment in subsidiary companies which located in Malaysia and overseas. The second one is a geographical segment. It is a unit of an entity engaged in providing products and services within a particular economic environment. NAKA Plantation Berhad has separated their geographic segment based on location and region. They are systematic, which consists of Malaysia, China, Australasia and other countries in Asia. The team operating decision making, CODM and its responsibilities. CODM is more like a function than a person. The function is responsible for allocating resources to the operating segment and evaluate performance. It may be the CEO, the board of directors and senior management. It depends on the company. For NAKA Plantation Berhad, the CODM is Dr. Malina, which represents the Group Chief Executive Officer. She is responsible for reviewing the internal management reports monthly and conducting performance dialogues with the business units on a regular basis. The COO of NAKA Plantation Berhad are Datuk Baharuddin Bakri and Datuk Ismail Hussein, while the senior management are Datin Suzana Hussein and Datuk Jamal Hassan.
According to Mfrs 8, to do the operating segmental report, we need to do two tests, the 10% threshold test and the rule of 75% test. For the 10% threshold test, we need to identify the reportable and non-reportable segment of all operating segments. There are three bases that you need to know before calculating the 10% threshold test. Firstly, the revenue basis is the reported revenue from sales to external and to inter-segment sales. Secondly, profit or loss basis is the absolute amount of segments reported profit or loss of either the combined of profit of all operating segment or the combined of loss of all operating segment. Lastly, asset basis is the segment asset of total assets of all operating segment. But if the operating segment does not meet the criteria of 10% threshold test, it can be combined with all other similar segments that are below 10% test and will be disclosed as all other segments in segmental report. Next, for the rule of 75% test, it must be done after determining the 10% threshold test. The entity should ensure the total external revenue attributable to reportable segment must be at least or more than 75%. But if it does not satisfy the 75% rule, the firm must identify new reportable segment until at least 75% of total external revenue is included in its reportable segment. For your information, NAKA Plantation Berhad is using a revenue basis to measure its operating segment. As you can see from the table, we have done the 10% threshold test based on the revenue basis. Based from this table, we identified 4 reportable segments, which consists of trading by 16.95%, production by 29.92%, livestock by 18.52%, and research and development 34.41%. While for non-reportable segment, we only get to identify one, which is other operations by 0.19%. For 75% test on revenue basis, NAKA Plantation Berhad need to get the total external revenue only for reportable segment, which is 94,190,000 ringgit, and divided it with the total revenue of all operating segment RM94,403,000 ringgit, and we get the percentage of 99.77%. That means the company doesn't need to add any additional reportable segment. Last one, we need to do a segmental report of NAKA Plantation Berhad as at 30 June 2021. Based from this table, we need to separate all reportable segments, as you can see in the green boxes, that consist of trading, production, livestock and also research and development, because it has exceeded the 10% threshold test. While for the non-reportable segment, which is in the red box, we need to combine all the operating segment, as we can see that only consists other operation, and disclose it as all other segments.
Next is geographical segment. NAKA Plantation Berhad provides products and services for Malaysia, China, other countries in Asia and Australasia. China consists of China, Taiwan, Macau and Hong Kong. And for Australasia is from Australia, New Caledonia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands. As we can see, the total revenue for 2021 is more than 2020, which is 44,483,000 compared to 36,934,000. But for non-current asset, year 2021 is less than 2020, which is 11,510,000 compared to 11,712,000.
Next, let's look for the advantages and disadvantages of segment reporting. Firstly, transparency is a significant advantage of segment reporting. Potential investor, other stakeholder, and analysts seek detailed information in order to analyze a company's long-term viability and growth as well to attract effectiveness. For companies that conduct in a various areas or different regions, the report can inform which sectors are favorable and which are direct to the bottom line. Moreover, it can improve context. Segment reporting also allows stakeholders to visualize any changes that may have influence on the overall data. If a company's earnings are much higher than forecasted, segment reporting may determine the source of those profits. Its goal is to help investors to obtain a better understanding of the company and its estimated future cash flow in the future. Last, the advantage of segment reporting is to show better understanding of customer needs, want, and characteristics. As segment reporting shows any changes that may affect the overall number of the company, it also displays what the customer needs when the data changes in any sectors. The company can take a quick action when this occurs to get their customer back. Segment reporting also have their own disadvantages. First, it can emphasize on the present. Short-term metrics can be overemphasized in segment reporting. A company might, for example, create a division dedicated solely to its online work. Before the correct personnel and infrastructure are in place, that division could be in a big trouble. If the company's over profitability outweighs these losses, they may not show up the financial accounts. Next, segment report only applies to public companies. A private non-publicly funded corporation, on the other hand, does not need to do a section report. A firm may have a little motive to prepare a certain document because it has no impact on other parties, such as investor and shareholder. A private corporation may not be able to tell how much its sector are making if such report is not performed.
Basis preparation of interim report. Basis preparation has two methods, which is discrete method and integral method. Discrete method is where interim period is a separate period and report is prepared based on periodic basis. For example, advertising expenses shall be recognized when incurred by charging out as expenses in Q1 only. Integral method is where interim report is a fraction of the annual report and annual values times fraction of the reporting period. For example, advertising expenses for the first quarter shall be allocated between 4 quarters. The incurred expenses is deferred and allocated within quarters accordingly. So, Darby Berhad is using discrete method as the interim report prepared in a separation period.
Two accounting policies used by Darby Berhad in preparing the interim report are property, plant and equipment (PPE) and also inventories. For PPE, it is being measured at its cost model, in which cost less accumulated depreciation and also accumulated impairment loss, if any, in accordance with MFRS 116 PPE. The depreciation method that will be used by Darby Berhad is a straight line basis over its estimated useful life. For inventories, it will be measured at the comparison of its cost and net realizable value, whichever is lower, in accordance with MFRS 102 inventories. Equipment and motor vehicles and spare parts and accessories will be using specific identification basis and weighted average basis respectively.
The next one, I am going to explain the type of interim report prepared by Darby Berhad. For your information, Darby Berhad is preparing the financial statement in condensed interim financial report on quarterly basis, starting from 1 July 2020, which is the first quarter, and the interim report consists of 3 months period till the end of fourth quarter, where the closing date is on 30 June 2021. Darby Berhad interim financial report must include, first, each of the headings and subtotal that was included in its most recent annual financial statement. Second, selected explanatory notes as required by Mfrs 134 interim financial report. Third, basic and diluted earning per share on the face of statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Lastly, since the company's most recent annual financial statement was a consolidated statement, they must also present the report based on consolidated basis. Financial statements prepared by Darby Berhad in its interim report. First, an audited condensed consolidated statement of profit or loss. Second, an audited condensed consolidated statement of other comprehensive income. Third, an audited condensed consolidated statement of financial position. Fourth, an audited condensed consolidated statement of changes in equity. And the last one, an audited condensed consolidated statement of cash flows.
Let's look at the period for the current and comparative of each statement prepared by the Darby Berhad according to MFRS 134 interim reporting will be measured from 1st April 2021 to 30 June 2021, which equivalent to the fourth quarter of Darby Berhad in 2021. Firstly, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the current interim is 3 months, start from 1st April 2021 until 30 June 2021. For the cumulative year-to-date, the reporting period is 12 months, start from 1st July 2020 up until 30 June 2021. Comparative current interim start from 1st April 2020 until 30 June 2020 is for 3 months. Comparative year-to-date is for 12 months from 1st July 2019 until 30 June 2020. Next, statement of financial position. It has 2 interim reports for financial statement. For the current interim, it is 3 months starts from 1st April 2021 until 30 June 2021. For the comparative end of the year, it is 12 months include from 1st July 2019 up until 30 June 2020. For statement of changes in equity and statement of cash flow, they have the same period for interim report for financial statements, which is cumulative and comparative year-to-date. The cumulative year-to-date is for 12 months from 1st July 2020 until 30 June 2021. Meanwhile, comparative year-to-date starts from 1st July 2019 till 30 June 2020 of 12 months.
For the first adjustment is a purchase of asset. On 1st April 2021, Darby Berhad acquired a new trademark from New Zealand. The purchase price is amounted to RM5,000 and the estimated useful life is 5 years. For the adjustment, first we have balance from 2020, which is 46,000. Add with the acquisition of businesses amounted to 5,000, taken from the purchase price of new trademark. There is no addition or disposal. And then minus amortization 5,250. For amortization, the 5,000 is from the previous quarter plus with the 250, which is the new amortization of the new trademark. And then last one is exchange differences of 3,000. And as at 30 June 2021, we have a new total of trademark, which is 48,750. The second adjustment is trade receivables. On 1st April 2021, one of the company's customer was declared bankrupt, amounted to 32,500. The company was unable to collect any amount from them. And there is statement of financial position for the quarter ended 30 June 2021. This is before the adjustment. So the total of non-current asset plus with the total current asset. So the total asset is 455,000. And look at the after adjustment. There is changes in receivables. The total of receivables have to deduct bad debt amounted to 32,500. Total non-current assets plus with the total current asset, you will get the new total assets, which is 28,422,500.